Hello and welcome to my channel where we may be dazed, but we are not confused. We're going to do a listening to shells message for the sign of Aries. The way this works is that I'm going to post videos below and you can pick the one that resonates with you the most. And when you do, click the timestamp and I'll see you there. All right, seashell number 1. So I get the sense that you are someone in your energy might be feeling a little bit angry about something that you discovered, something that you learned that maybe, you couldn't see before. I feel like maybe the reason that you weren't able to see it was because you were maybe stuck in some type of vice, or maybe there was some disillusionment about a situation due to there being some conflicting beliefs or issues with morality. This is not to get on a soapbox and say, to preach at someone, but, I feel like there were situations that were taking place that maybe you really weren't comfortable with, but if you had at any time kind of veered away from your personal moral compass or kind of let things slide or kind of went along with a group to be kind of like a part of a pack in order to fit in, I get the sense that you may have become blinded to, or desensitized rather, to some of what was going on. So an example of this could be, let's say that you have a friend that you hang out with, maybe you don't click on every level, but let's say like you really want to hang out with this friend, you enjoy this friend. And so, you kind of try to fit in. You try to, do what the group does. All right. It's almost like getting caught into a group think. And it's not intentional. It's not deliberate, but it's just wanting to be a part of a group and naturally falling into the rhythm and cadence of how that group moves. Over time, you're going to become desensitized to things that might stick out to you more if you were not connected to or in the flow of that individual group. If you were with another group of people, you might be more sensitized to certain things that are offensive to your own self, that are offensive to your person, because it's not going to be glossed over. So let's say like you have this friend, the same friend we were talking about, and you wanted to hang out with them, you wanted to be around them, and they start making little sly comments or remarks about you. Any other person that would say something like that, you would know that, oh, that's not cool, or, oh, wow, why would you say that? That's so out of character, or, oh, that was rude, or that was offensive. Like, why would you do that? That's so disrespectful. But, when you have that connection with people that you want to be a part of a group with, and, it's just taken so lightly and it's, kind of glossed off. It's like, oh, well, you shouldn't be upset about that. Oh, it doesn't matter. Oh, lighten up. Don't be so sensitive. It's really easy to kind of get into a habit of expecting that kind of treatment or that kind of interaction. And you start to lower your standard for yourself. You start to lower your boundaries. And before you know it, you could be caught in this whole murky, mired down thing. But I feel like what's happened is you have become enlightened about the fact that, wow, like you just had this lightning strike moment and you're like, wow, that really sucks. Like, I don't like this. This is not cool. Or, this is a very unkind person, or this is just not, this is not okay for me. I don't like this. And I think that you're angry about it because you didn't realize the extent or the depth of it until you have this moment of just kind of seeing it for what it was. All right. White elephant, I don't know if that's a totem for you. I'm seeing white elephant, white peacock. That could be something animal totem wise. I'm also seeing tiger. All right. So I feel like because this happened, you are, you're clearing house. You're basically trying to clean up your social circles. I mean, this could be as simple as being on social media and maybe clearing out your Facebook feed of individuals that, maybe lately you've been enlightened to how maybe some of their beliefs and how they really see things actually impacted your real relationship with them. So this wouldn't be something where it's just, somebody that you've only seen once or twice within the past, 15 years. And they occasionally post political things that are not in alignment with what you think. This is like real people. It could even be family members. And you're seeing them in a different light. And it's making you have an aha moment about how you engaged with them throughout the years and how they engaged with you and how you really weren't okay with it, but you didn't really have the language in order to say that to them. But now you do. And so it's like, you know what? I'm in a situation where I can just kind of clear this out. I don't have to look at it. I really don't talk to these people that much anyway. When I do, it's stressful, it's burdensome. I'm not able to kind of live my best life because I feel judged. I feel like I can't be who I am because they're kind of nitpicking and taking me apart. And so by, kind of clearing out these types of relationships, it's making you feel lighter. It's making you feel freer to be who you are, to sing the song and play the music that you want to listen to in your own life without having to be worried about, what everybody thinks about it. Like I'm seeing American Idol, where you have like the panel of judges and somebody comes out and, I like that show. I liked it when it first came out. I don't really watch it much anymore, but you could tell the difference between somebody who is out and they're just singing and performing for the sake of doing it because it makes their soul come alive. And there's a different energy when you're standing in front of a panel of people who you're solely performing to get their approval. And they know that you are. And in their mind, it's like they're the pinnacle of that moment for you. It's like whatever you perform, it needs to tickle their particular fancies, and they're going to let you know why it does or it doesn't. And then from that place, if it was just, I'm going to perform so that these people can hear me, and, they may like it, they may not, I'll get some feedback. But when there's so much at stake about whether or not you're going to go forward, whether or not you have the talent or ability to keep going, there are many people who have done that and they've never done it again because they did not get the approval of these individuals, because they've set themselves up as these middlemen between this passion that this person has and the expression of that. And I feel like that's what you're saying. You know what? I'm not going to go in front of a panel of individuals or people who have set themselves up as a panel of individuals within my life, whatever role that might be. I'm going to be who I am. I'm going to express who I am. I'm going to show up the way I show up. And I don't care about the judgments of other people, lining me up and trying to tell me whether or not I fit the mold. If I don't fit, I will do the favor of cutting myself out of the picture. I'm going to clear out the confusion or any of the resistance or the incompatibilities. I'm going to remove that myself. Okay. So the Sacred Rebels card that I have for you is free from judgment and free to love. Okay. I now release from my body, mind, and heart any negative mothering experiences that would prevent me from receiving the healing grace, love, and support of the Universal Mother through the natural flow of life. May I be blessed and held in her loving embrace so that I may grow into all that I am. So be it. And your Peace Oracle card is Resolution. Okay. If you want to make peace with your enemy, you have to work with your enemy. Then he becomes your partner. Nelson Mandela. There is tension in peace. Conflict comes and struggles arise. That is the way of the world. Peace is an ability, not a state of being. Meet your challengers as equals. Their needs are your needs. Peace, love, and hope. Opposition is an opportunity to deepen understanding and strengthen alliances. Counseling or mediation. Seek to understand and then be understood. Satisfaction comes from putting a matter to rest. An adversary becomes an unlikely benefactor. Know where you cannot bend. I release the need for power, control, or domination. I have no time or need for them. I am courageous in my desire to give love, to seek love, and to be love. I pursue peace relentlessly for myself and for the world. Together, we are beautiful. We are peace. All right, that's what I have for seashell number 1. If that's your last video, I may hopefully see you in the future. If not, then I will see you on the next video. Seashell number 2, for the sign of Aries. Looking at your card spread, I feel like you or maybe somebody in your energy field is at a point where you are very much invested in yourself. All right. You might have been in a situation where you felt like you were having to fight and maybe put a lot of energy into competing with others. Maybe you were trying to prove yourself, I feel. Prove why you were worthy of something. Prove why you were the best for something. I feel like you might have been fighting or struggling to express your creativity in such a way that it would be, valued or seen. However, what I'm seeing now is that you are pulling back from that and really focusing on yourself. You're looking at the fruits of what you put into stuff and how it can benefit you, as opposed to trying to prove to others how what you bring to the table or how you do things can benefit them and why they should receive or put you into a certain type of space because of that. You may have also felt like you had to, confront some people to, stand up maybe for yourself, stand up to, I feel like it might have been like you were trying to get some type of verification that what you were doing is right for you. But I feel like you're just at a place where, you know what, I'm going to focus on what makes me happy. I'm going to focus on putting that effort and energy into myself. The same energy that I put into confronting people, calling people out on their stuff, making sure that I let people know that this is how it is and how it isn't. I feel like you're letting that go right now. You're not so concerned about externally how you're being viewed, how you're being received, even if you're being respected. I feel like you might not even be about that. I feel like it's just, some things aren't worth it. I feel like you're thinking, okay, I'm going to put all that same energy because it costs you something to do that. It costs you energy to do that. It costs you stress to do that. I feel like you're saying, I'm going to put that energy into seeing what it is that I can create for myself in my own life and see if there's a difference and see how much that benefits me personally. And I really feel like that's the energy that you need to be at right now. I feel like that's the wise thing, because any other types of action to the contrary of that is going to be a waste of your energy. All right. I feel like doing this is going to take you out of a space of lack. I don't feel like you were in lack before. I feel like you were strong. I feel like you were very much confident and empowered in yourself, but you were taking that energy and kind of skewering it about into other people and other situations. I don't want to say like you were meddling in other people's stuff, but I feel like you genuinely were trying to be helpful. You were genuinely trying to meet needs that you felt were there, but maybe the other people didn't see it and they weren't appreciative of it. And so you're just taking on a lot of stuff that wasn't really for you. I'm almost hearing like a right fighter. If I feel like we need more right fighters in the world, but I feel like when it gets to the point where, it's not being effective, and you can pull back and put that energy into finding areas in your own life that you can patch up or make stronger or more efficient, then that would be beneficial. And when you do that, you're going to see so much more abundance in your life. I feel like you're going to be more peaceful. You're going to be fruitful. I feel like it's important for you to kind of connect with the energy of like divine mothering. You don't have to be a mother, but it's just that energy of like care and fruitfulness and I feel like this is something to work at almost a selfish way. You might actually feel like you're being selfish. And what I'm also picking up is like this kind of energy might have been what you felt like you were operating out of before, taking care of everybody else, trying to make sure everybody else was straight, trying to make sure that, being the mother, everybody's mother, the mother in every social situation, the mother in every work environment, the mother in all these different places. And while that is very much needed in this world, right now, I don't feel like that energy is going to be advantageous to you or even other people because it won't be received very readily. I feel like people are going through a lot of their own personal stuff that they're having to do some deep transmutation of. And it's better to kind of pull back and to avoid all of that energy and that, juicy goodness that you're pouring out to get sucked into this black hole, this void of this vacuum right now, this collective vacuum. It's better to pull back and see where you can help yourself. And when you do that, I feel like you're going to receive and open yourself up to a lot of inspired ideas that are going to lead to just a lot of creativity in your own life. And this becomes like a new outlet for you. And I think you'll be very surprised at how much you're able to accomplish and do in your own life and make your own life better and more in alignment with what it is that you want to see. All right. Taking some of that, kind of micromanaging energy and putting it towards yourself will just, I feel, make you feel a lot better and more at peace with the types of environments and, energies that we're in right now. So the Sacred Rebels card that I have for you is inspiration. May my inspired idea be blessed by the creative intelligence and love of this universe. May the perfection of divine timing govern the unfolding of this idea into its most beautiful and fulfilling form. May this idea attract the most nourishing people, situations, and opportunities so that it may live out its destiny to make a positive contribution to the world. Through sacred genius, love, and grace, so be it. I commit myself, body, heart, mind, and soul, to that which will illuminate me with golden inspiration and uplift me and those around me with love. I am open to receive all the support and protection needed to truly honor this commitment. So be it. And your Peace Oracle card that you have is Creation. For it isn't enough to talk about peace. One must believe in it. And it isn't enough to believe in it. One must work at it. Eleanor Roosevelt. Creativity is a goddess with a life of her own. She is the indefinable and unpredictable power of the universe. Every act, no matter how small, is one of creation. Be conscious of your actions and all that they manifest. Each act of creativity gives rise to another. A period of intense creativity and productivity brings your plans and dreams to fruition. Concentration and completion, a tangible result. Throw yourself into an endeavor. Your ingenuity will inspire others. Creative abundance flows through me. I have limitless energy and inspiration to give to my heart's desires. My positive actions bring joy, health, and wealth. With every action, I am creating a better world for myself and others. I create great change. My actions bring peace. All right, that's what I have for seashell number 2. If this is your last video, I may hopefully see you in the future. If not, then I will see you on the next video. All right, seashell number 3 for the sign of Aries. What I'm picking up is that you are being very thoughtful and deliberate in how you move, and you are being very careful about who you connect with, who you work with, and you're taking some time to be on your own to plot out your path. You're trying to make decisions that you've really, really taken the time to kind of calculate as much as possible from a space of what is best for you right now. Prior to this, you might have been working with a group, you might have been in a partnership, you might have been in a career or job path where you were working for people or working with others. This will be the equivalent of, deciding that you want to be an entrepreneur. You want to do stuff on your own. You want to go solo. If you're in a relationship, this is somebody saying that they want to be single and, clear out. For Aries, I'm picking up a lot of clearing out energy in general. Clear out your path, clear out, dealings and situations that are not in alignment with what you actually want to do. You might have been a person who was heavily influenced by the judgments of others, or you just were in a collaborative environment where that's what happens. Like everybody kind of throws ideas in the pot. You mix it up, throw in some seasoning, and you have like a idea gumbo about what it is that what you're going to have depends on what everybody puts in the pot. But what happens if somebody's allergic to something or you don't really like it? For the sake of going along with the overall group idea, you're just going to have to get that in your bowl when they start scooping it out for people to eat. But you're going to probably push it around and try to avoid it, but it's still there. And the flavor gets mixed in and all that. So this is a person who's like, I'm going to take some time to find out and be deliberate about what I bring to the table, what I put in the pot, and also what I'm receiving also. Do I like what other people are putting in the pot? Is it nourishing me? Is it something that I like the flavor of? Do I have to eat it? Is it something I absolutely have to do? And what is going to be the cost, the consequence for me if I decide that I don't quite want to participate in that? Is it that I'll have to do things on my own? Am I able to do things on my own? Can I be self-reliant in that way? So this is interesting because as we kind of come into a space where people are definitely feeling like it's important to be more collaborative, to be more community oriented, I feel like this individual is kind of removing themselves from a community, removing themselves from a collective, so that they can get clear on what it is that they're bringing to the table and what it is that they will have to eat at the table should they decide to sit down. All right. So, like I said, this is going to entail really combing through the ingredients of the different things that people bring, and asking yourself if they're complementary to what it is that you like to work with. As you are transparent and honest with yourself about how you really feel, this ultimately, even though at the moment it looks like a pulling back and a removing from situations, what this is really doing is kind of picking the bones clean so that you can come into a new situation and be more potent and more intentional in what you contribute and what others contribute to what it is that you're doing, so that you get a result that's going to be more in alignment with what it is that you want. Because right now I feel like it's not, and that's what's leading you to this space. So it's almost like you're trying to gear up for this space of being in community, collective think, without necessarily being a group think. So it's kind of like a modified group think. Like you're going to bring that energy of being self-reliant, very much in tune with who you are and what you bring to the table and what you need in order to feel as if you're thriving, in order to feel as if you are in your most empowered state without having to sacrifice a lot and feel like you're being disempowered for the sake of survival, disempowered for the sake of trying to get through because of like a codependent energy. So, if you were in codependent energies prior to this, this would also look like someone who is trying to remove themselves, improve themselves, and do what they need to do so that they can connect with others in a way that's going to be fruitful. All right. So, this is about choices and making sure that you still have some individuality in the midst of collective community thinking. All right. So it's like the marriage or the merging of that individual can do attitude with doing what's best for a community and living in interconnected life or interconnected situations so that everyone can lift everyone up. All right. So the Sacred Rebels card that I have for you is collaborative dreaming. So let's see what we have for that. All right. It says, imagine a chain of paper dolls, all connected, forming a circle. Imagine that the circular chain of paper dolls can be filled with a beautiful golden light, which begins in the heart of each paper doll. The light shines out and shimmers, making the paper dolls radiant, shining, and golden. Imagine a feeling of love, connection, help, and goodwill shining along with the golden light. Stay with that image or feeling as long as feels good for you. Then, simply open your eyes and you have completed your healing process. Okay. So let's take a look at your Peace Oracle. And as always with those cards, when it says, you've completed your healing process, please know that it takes time to heal. Very rarely for people are they going to just read or listen to a little bit of text and then they just feel completely healed. But I do like this particular type of reading because it's got some really nice visualizations. But please don't beat yourself up if you don't feel 100% together after that, because that's really not the intention, right? So for the Peace Oracle card, we have contemplation. Seek not good from without, see it within yourselves, or you will never find it. Bertha von Suttner. Go within and find the champion. Go within and nurture the child. Go within and love the mystery and complexity you find there. There is a universe inside of you. Find its center. Turn to its constant, gentle light. Here, there are no boundaries between us. We are one in peace. Walk away from a situation and think things over in your own time and space. Approach a person or project with slow and careful consideration. Give attentive responses and thoughtful feedback. There is a space outside of space and a time outside of time right here within me. This is my home. Here, I can sit and watch my thoughts drift by like lazy clouds on a lazier autumn day. There is so much to consider. When I understand love, I understand all. So that's what I have for seashell number 3. If this is your final video, then I may hopefully see you in the future. If not, then I will see you on the next video.